Greetings, fellow humans. Bad Mark here with another transmission from Metre keyboard. This is the F99 regular, and if I'm not mistaken, we're going to have north-facing LEDs. But without further ado, let's go ahead and open it up and see what this Aula has to offer. Now, as always, I do like to take a look at what's in the box before we start taking a look at the keyboard. We do have a user manual. Now, we do have a user guide card. We also have a black rubberized USB-A to USB-C cable. We have a standard switch and wire keycap puller, and we have a bag with 2 extra switches. I'm not sure what switch is in here. We'll have to take a look when we get to the spec section. And here we are with the Aula F99. Now, this is the blue-black edition, I do believe. Thankfully, Aula includes, just like Leobog does, a dust cover. All right, so taking a look here, we've got a chunky boy. This is something that I think I remember from the F98, that they had the caps lock indicator light. Now, we do have a nice light bar here. We have a fairly standard 1800 layout with the expanded arrow cluster. We don't have a navigation column, but we do have the navigation row. We've got the delete key in the F13 spot, and we've got a standard 0, 1U, 0 for the numpad. But other than that, the keys remain the same. It looks like we have a double shot set on here. Oh, yeah, 1.7. That is nice. That is really nice. Real quick sound preview, because I do believe that this does carry over a lot of that creamy sound profile that the F75 has. Sounds really nice, very pleasant. Taking a look at the case, we have a nice beveled edge. I do like that light bar right there in the middle. Taking a look at the back, it looks like we have an aluminum plate there over the switch, which allows us to select from Bluetooth or 2.4 connectivity. We have the USB Type-C connector, and we have a pocket with a branded USB 2.4 gigahertz connector, which is always appreciated. So we've got a really nice, hefty, there's literally no flex to this thing. It is pretty solid. It does have a nice weight to it. Let's go ahead and take a look at the stabilizer situation here. All right, we pull out these really nice, I like blue, but it matches, in my opinion, the color of the switch matches the theme of the keycaps. All right, remove these plate-mounted stabilizers. Check these out. We do have a decent amount of lubrication inside of the stem on the wire. And we also have lubrication on the elbows of the wire, which is good. Below on the PCB, we do see that we have a PET layer above the PCB with a IXPE layer above that. Might be feeling the battery. I don't feel any foam below, and there does seem to be what could be pour-on between the PC gasket-mounted PC plate, but we'll have to take a look at it another day. There is no support for screw-in stabilizers, but these do appear to be quite well attached. These are cherry double-shot PVT cherry keycaps. So this is the black and blue colorway, if I'm not mistaken. Let's go ahead and take a look at this and see what it looks like with the lights turned on. Nice. All right, so we definitely have a nice bright RGB. The plate, PC plates, a lot of time act as a diffuser and help that light really spread out. So we've got good light functionality, we've got a nice layout, and we have what is a good sounding, good feeling keyboard that has very nice weight to it. I just think that Aula puts out well-made keyboards that are thoughtful, and I believe that they're listening to what people have to say, because I always see improvements, just the specs. Today we are taking a look at the Aula F99. a 3-mode 1800 plastic mechanical keyboard. It comes with a gasket-mounted PC plate, is available in a number of colorways, has a 3 and 5 pin hot swap compatible PCB, and does not have support for screw and stabilizer, but does include the hi-fi layers as well as dampening. It comes preloaded with a Leobog linear switch and double-shot PBT cherry keycaps that come measuring in at 1.7 millimeters. This keyboard comes weighing in at 1,165 grams and has a battery capacity of 8,000 milliamp hours. The chin of this keyboard sits at 22 millimeters above the typing surface, while the back sits at 25, providing for a default typing angle of 5 degrees. Flipping down the first set of feet will take the back height up to 30 millimeters and change your angle of typing to 8 degrees. Flipping out the final set of fold-out feet will take the back height to 38 millimeters, change your angle of typing to 11 degrees. The MSRP for this keyboard is $89.99 from Aula's website. Links below. All right, so for the software, we can go to aulastar.com/driver and select Aula International. It will take us to their Google Drive link that'll have driver links for all of the international models. I find it just easier to just hit Control F and search for the model. In this case, just the F99. There seems to be 2, but I think I'll just get the newest one. They both are the same size. They're probably both the same. So we go ahead and download Aula F99.zip. Once we have it, we go through the setup. It's a pretty standard setup. Next, install, and then we go ahead and check it off to run. Once it loads up, it does kind of look like there is the ability for other keyboards here. I'm not quite sure, but I will check when we take a look at the F99. We see that we have the default layer, the F1, F2, as well as tap. Functionally, we have 3 different layers that we can work with here. Tap basically gives you one action if you press and hold the key for up to a second or more than a half a second usually, but you can adjust. And tap is when you just press it really quick and let go. It can basically double up a key. Now, we also have profiles that allow us to store those different set of function layers as different profiles. In the light effects section, we see that we have selection of all the different light effects, which we can cycle through using the key shortcuts, but we can also select a fixed on, which can be done through the shortcuts as well. Just remember that for any change you make, you want to hit the floppy disk icon or the save icon. We do have a basic macro editor. This is one of the most popular base closed source software that I've seen for a lot of keyboards. So it's fairly complete in what you need. I mean, I have seen more advanced macro editors than this, but for the most part, you'll be able to replicate macros should you have any, at least if they're not too complex. Then we have the effect section. That's one of the reasons I know it's one of these software that a lot of these keyboards use. It's the music effects section. You can turn it on and select which effect to match your music. And at last, we have the settings section, which gives us the device info, allows us to select the language, allows us to auto run the software. We can set what to happen when we exit. We can turn on tap and adjust the sensitivity. You may tap it a little bit longer. You can use that bar to adjust. We have sleep, which we can turn on or off or set the time for when it will go to sleep. And then we can set debounce rate. If for some reason the switches that you're using, you're finding that you're getting double key presses, you can usually use debounce to adjust that. And then of course we have reset to factory, reset the settings, and we have a firmware update check. Where there is no update for this one, so we can go ahead and bypass. So we have a well-built 1800, good amount of features, decent software. Like I said, it's about probably the most common closed source software that I've seen, but it allows you to do pretty much anything that you're going to need to do. It even has multiple layers, which there's a lot of keyboards out there that don't even have layers. You can redefine the keys, but that's it. There's no layers below that. There's different profiles, and that's it. So you have the ability to program it as you need. That said, you have most of the keys that you're going to use here, and if there's any key, like you don't ever use page up, page down, but you need print screen and scroll lock, say, or pause, you can reprogram those to do it. Aula, Leobog, I find that their keyboards, they've only been improving, they've only gotten better, and I enjoy using them. They sound great out of the box, but they also, like I said, serve for a great base if you want to go in there and modify it. You got a good set of features, good amount of battery power, well designed. It is a great keyboard, nice base, nice keycaps, great switches, pretty good range. As always, I'm going to go ahead and leave you guys with a stock sound test with Aula F99. If you have any questions, comments, suggestions for when I come back to it, please let me know down in the comment section below. I do my best to respond to comments as quickly as possible. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and leave you guys with a stock sound test of the Aula F99. I want to wish everybody out there a wonderful rest of your day. And until the next transmission, keep calm and keyboard on.